Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In today's video I will show you how to do geofencing in React Native without using any third-party library, and obviously we will be using the new architecture. Firstly, I want to tell you that I am using Google Maps for Android and Apple Maps for iOS. The reason why I'm using Apple Maps is that for Google Maps you need an API key, right? And from this year onwards, I guess Google has made it compulsory to register your credit card for obtaining the API key, which is, even though you won't be charged if you stay in the free tier, but you still need to register your credit card, which doesn't sit right with me. That's why I'm doing Apple Maps for iOS, and Apple Maps are free. I know it is not as good as iOS, as good as Google Maps, but yeah, that's what we will be doing in this video. So first of all, create a React Native project, and to enable the new architecture, so for Android you just have to search for new arc enabled. So search for new arc enabled, it should be present inside Gradle properties, and make this as true. And for iOS, you will have to open your terminal, go to the root of your React Native project, cd to your iOS directory, and then run this command. So this will enable a new architecture on iOS. Next, I want to show you guys the video as well. So this is for iOS. So I'll just move this. So here you can see I have made a geofencing area, as well as there is a marker or an annotation for where I am at. So I will change my location. So here you can see in the console it is printed user has exited the geofencing area. Now I will again change my location to come into the geofencing area, and here again you will see, okay, user has entered the geofencing location. Same for Android as well. For Android, like there is little bit of like tedious work which you have to do. So you will have to request for location permission, like access location and course location. After that, you have to request for notification permission if you are using Android T and above. And after that, you have to request for background location as well, because if you don't request background location, your geofencing won't work. And also there is one more caveat, that background location should be requested separately. You cannot request it with other permissions, like you cannot request with multiple permissions. So I will show you this video. So here we will request location allow, then here we are requesting for background location, and this should be selected allow all the time. If the user doesn't select it, geofencing won't work. So that is the point of it. And here you can see, like so this is the same thing, like user entered, user exit, same thing for Android as well. So yeah, let's get started. So first, what you have to do after enabling the new architecture is, so given that turbo module can't still be directly integrated, like they can still be integrated inside the main Android folder, but there is no documentation of it still at the point of making this video. That's why it is a little difficult for Android and little tedious as well for Android, but for iOS it is pretty smooth. Also, one more thing, like for some reason I am not able to render Google Map on React Native's new architecture. Like sometimes it renders, sometimes it doesn't. The issue might occur to you as well. I'm not sure why. I think same issue happened to me for camera as well, like camera X for React Native, and it is happening with Flutter as well. It works completely fine with native Android development. I'm not sure why. If you know, do let me know in the comments. I have tried a bunch of hacks as well, but still they aren't working. Those hacks were working for camera in React Native, but they aren't working for Google Maps, so I'm not sure why. So anyways, without wasting any more time, let's get started. So first is the RTN my location. So RTN my location is only for Android, because we will need to get the, so this will only help us to get the latitude and longitude. So first what you have to do is create this folder called RTN my location. Next, create package.json file, and I have copy pasted this from the turbo module documentation, and only this name has been changed, this has been changed, this has been changed, and this has been changed. Next, create a podspec file. Again, this is only for Android, so if you don't create this, that's fine. And again, this has been copied from docs, and only this name has been changed. Next, create a JS folder. Inside that I have created our TypeScript file, again copied from docs. Only this method name has been changed, called get location, and this name has been changed, RTN my location. Next, I have created an Android folder. Inside that I have created src main java com RTN my location. as well as you will have to create a build.gradle file. Again, this has been copied from docs. Only changes: apply plugin Kotlin Android, RTN my location, and I have added this Kotlin standard lib as well. Next, I have created src RTN my location. So my inside my location module, what I am doing is I am requesting for permission. So here you can see I am requesting for access course and access fine as well as notification permission. For background location, I will tell you where I am doing it, and I am calling it over here. So this will give a callback to the main activity, and I will show you the main activity code in just a bit. And this is my location package. Again, this has been copied from docs. Only this name has been changed: my location module, and all this thing. Okay. Next, what you have to do is, so I will show you this RTN Google Map as well. So for like the name of the folder is Google Map, but we will be using Apple Map for iOS, so don't get confused. Like, I should have named it better, sorry for that. And here inside I have created a package.json file. Again I have copy pasted it from docs. Only this name has been changed, this name has been changed, this has been changed. This is copied from the Fabric documentation. So this is a Fabric module, not a Turbo module. And I have created a pod spec file, again copied from docs. Only this name has been changed. Next, inside JS I have created our file, and here we will provide the lat long. So for only for Android we will provide the lat long. So for iOS we will handle everything inside that Google Map itself, everything from getting the lat long to displaying on the Google Map. So this is the bit confusing, because that's how it works, I guess. And here I have registered our, like, change the name of RTN Google Map. Next, inside Android I have created build.gradle, and here again I have copied it from docs. Only apply plugin Kotlin Android has been changed, this namespace has been changed, and here I have added these libraries of Kotlin standard lib. This is for location, this is for Google Maps, and this is an event bus library which I have added because I want to send data from a receiver to the main class. That's why, because from the main class I will send it back to React Native. That's why I'm using event bus over here. Next, inside src I have created Android manifest.xml. So I'm not sure if this is required or not. Like, I have created this because my Google Map was not rendering properly. That's why I have thought. I have also registered my API key in the main Android manifest, which I will show you in a bit. But I anyways created this class. I was not sure whether it was required, because we need to register our receiver, but I'm not sure about the API key. That's why I have registered our API key as well. Also, once you obtain your Google Maps API key from Google Developer Console, you will have to put it over here. Don't write my API key. Okay. Next, inside res I have created two XML files, like SVG files. You can pick any SVG files. These SVG files are just to display it on the notification once we get for enter geofence and exit geofence. That's why I have just created any two random. You don't have to use the same thing, just use any SVG files which you want. And here I have registered our Geofence broadcast receiver. So I will tell you the logic for it. So this is a broadcast receiver which we have already registered in Android manifest, and inside on receive we will first check whether there are any errors. If yes, then I'm printing it to the console, and this will help you whether the user has entered the geofence. So if he has entered, I'm sending the callback back to the main class which is calling it, and also I'm setting up a notification over here. Similarly, for exit as well, I am doing the same thing. I am using the event bus to send a callback to the main class as well as setting up a notification. And these two methods are not required, like these were part of my debugging. Next, you will have to create a data class for our event bus. So this is the data which we are sending in string type. Then Google Map Manager, again this has been copied from docs. Only this names has been changed at appropriate lines. And here you can see that I will get a callback of set the lat long. Okay, and here I am just splitting those values, and I'm getting the lat long over here and updating our map. Next, inside Google Map package, again this has been copied from docs, and only this like names has been changed at appropriate lines. Next, I have created my Google Map, And here I am extending our map view and also extending on map ready callback, and I have created our Google map as well as our current marker. So this is the radius in meters. So you can if you want bigger circle for your geofence, you can increase this value, do not decrease it too much. And for testing I have hard coded this geofencing value, so you can put a lat long which is close to your current location for testing. Okay, don't hard code these values, otherwise you might be in suppose in America or USA and these are pointing to Sydney, Australia, so you might not even see this, so you might be confused where is my geofence. Okay, next I have created a circle options for plotting our geofence, as well as this is our geofence value. And here I am tracking with enter. Oh, okay, I think I missed one thing. So this should be something like this. So sorry about that. Okay, so this should be like this: geofence, enter, as well as exit. Okay, uh, just a second now, let me check. Okay, yeah, this is correct. So yeah, and here I have created our geofencing request, and here I have created our geofencing client, and this is a pending intent which is required for starting the receiver. And here I am configuring value as well as registering our event bus. And here I have here you will get the value once your receiver sends it back to the main class. So here I am sending it back to React Native, and here I am destroying our event bus as well as our map and removing our geofence in on destroy method. And in on resume I am just calling on resumes of our Google map, on pause, and on low memory of our Google. And here I am configuring our linear layout, and inside the, sorry, not linear layout, our Google map. And so here you can see I have added this bunch of hacks to display the Google map properly, but it wasn't working. So this is the hack method. If you want, you can copy it. This is also the part of the hack method. And here once you get an on map ready callback, I'm just setting it to our map and adding it our geofence to it. And here I am updating our map. So here you can change the zoom value to whatever you want. Here we are first checking if there is any marker. I am removing it, adding a new marker, and then setting it to our Google map. And if you want to change the zoom value, you can change it. So this is for Google map. I think that should be it. Now you have to go to the main Android folder, go to build.gradle, add this Kotlin version first, add this class path next go to app, build.gradle, and here you will have to add first apply plugin Kotlin Android. Next I have also added this to location and maps. I think maps is not required, but anyways I have added location also I have added, and this Kotlin standard lib is required, and these two dependencies are also required for registering for activity result. And event bus I don't think is required here. Okay, next src, go to main android manifest.xml. First request all the permissions which are required over here, and inside metadata you will have to register your Google map API key. Again, replace my API key with your actual Google map API key. And this is the service location service which I have registered, and this is for geo broadcast receiver, which I don't think is required because we have already registered it inside the Google map thing. Okay, here inside context extension, like depending on what version of Android you are in, I am requesting all the permissions. So access course, access fine, post notification, background location. Similarly for Android Q and rest of the Android versions. Next, default location client. So I have already explained this in my how to fetch background location in React Native video. So if you are curious about that, you can watch that video. So same thing as usual, like I have literally copy pasted this video. So here you can see I am using location request.builder. Next, geofence broadcast receiver, I have already explained it. I don't think we require it over here. I'm not sure why I have added it over here. Next, location callback. So same thing as background location video, so check that out. This thing is same as my background location video, and this thing as well. So here all I can say is here we are actually getting the location here, and we are sending it back to the main activity. So here, as well as we are displaying a constant foreground notification as well. and this is for stopping. Okay, so yeah, check out my other video if you want more details. And inside main activity, so I have converted this main activity.java to main activity.kt, so you can make use of Android Studio to do the conversion for you. Once conversion is done, you have to register our, so like I have told you, right, our turbo module of my location will give a callback while asking for permission. So that's what I'm doing: access fine, access course, and post notification. So firstly, and here I'm registering our notification channel, which is mandatory, and so here you will get the callback from your turbo module. So if all these permissions are granted, then I am requesting for background location as well if you are using Android Q or above. And this is for granting these, once background location is granted, we are actually getting the location of the user. Okay, so here we are registering our service, same as what I have done in my background location video, so you can check that out. This is also same. We are starting a service, and here we will get the callback, and I'm sending it to the React Native side. Next, what you have to do is, you have to open your terminal, go to the root of your React Native project, do this first. So this will add the location module, then run this command. So this will add the Google Map module. Then you will have to do cd dot dot, you will move outside your React Native project, then run this command. But over here you have to change your project name. So my project name is rnapp, or the folder name, main folder name, over here as well and over here as well. And this is my folder, rtn my location, which I have created. Similarly over here as well I have done the same thing, but make sure you change your project name, main project name. And once you do that, you have to do cd android to the main Android folder, and then run this command. And once you do that, you have to cd to your iOS folder and then run this command. So now for Android I have created different view, iOS I have created different view. So for Android you have to go to android view.tsx. So I have created an event emitter and I am listening to it. So here we will get the lat and long. So once you press the button, I am getting the location and it will give you lat long over here. And here once we get the lat long, I am just sending it to our Google Map. Okay, and I have also added a geofence, what do you call it, emitter as well. So I'm listening for that as well. This should not be set location, sorry, this is my bad. I mean, you can just console log it or do whatever you want. Like here you will get the message whether the user has entered the geofence or not. Okay, so yeah, that's it for Android. I will show you the iOS view as well. For iOS, all I am doing is that inside this event emitter you will directly get whether the user has entered the geofence or not. You don't have to worry about the lat long and passing it to RTN Google Maps. So here you can see I'm just passing empty, because everything will be handled inside the RTN Google Map itself. Only for Android it is pretty complex because of receivers and service and foreground notification, background notification, all that stuff. But for iOS it is pretty simple. Now for the main code for iOS is, you will have to go to the main iOS folder, add this header file of event emitter. Next, add this Objective-C file of event emitter. Like this is just for sending data back to the React Native side. And here I have created our bridging header, and inside your bridging header, so just create this Swift file, my Apple map, and Xcode will ask, do you want to create a bridging header? Click yes. And inside your bridging header file, just add this import event emitter. Next, inside my before I forget, inside info.plist, make sure you request for all this permission: ns location always and when in usage, and location when in usage permission. Next, okay, in the meanwhile I will open this as well, because there are some things which I can't show in VS Code. Okay, now here I will go to my Apple map.swift, and here you can see I'm importing mapkit as well as core location, and also extending CL location manager delegate and MK map view delegate. And here I am creating our MK map view, and this is the marker or annotation. And here again I have created the latitude and longitude. Make sure you change it to wherever you are located, otherwise again this might not show properly in your map, given that we are focusing a lot using camera on the map. So yeah, make sure you change it to wherever you stay. and again region radius you can change it whatever you want to. And here I have created our location manager, and here I am initializing our mk map view and occupying entire width and height and adding it as a sub view. And here we are starting our geofencing monitoring as well as applying mk map view delegate to true as self. And here we will get the location, exact location. So we are checking if a location is present, and if there is existing annotation, remove that annotation, create a new annotation and set it to our map. So that's what is happening over here. And here we are just requesting for location permission. Here we are creating our geofencing area, and starting here we are monitoring that geofencing area. And here you will get a callback once user entered a geofence. So I'm sending it back to React Native side. Similarly over exit as well, I'm sending it back to React Native side. And in map view, like this is boilerplate code for rendering that circle over Apple Maps. Okay, what else? Also you will have to create a prefix header file. So all you have to do is right click, new file, just search for pch. So here you can search for pch. Okay, click next and name it as prefix header. I have already done that, and inside that you will have to add these two lines. Next you will have to create this header file of RTN my Google Map as well. Again, this has been copied from docs, and only this name has been changed. Similarly, create a objective C++ file as well. Make sure the extension is .mm, and again this has been copied from docs, and only this name has been changed over here. Okay, and yeah, and this is the again objective C file where we will initialize our Swift file. So again this has been copied from docs, only this names has been changed over here. Make sure the extension of the file is .mm. Here this is my bridging header name, and again this name has been changed, this name has been changed. And here I'm initializing creating variable of our Swift file, and here I'm creating again this name has been changed. Everything else is copied from documentation. And here we are initializing our view, and here we are initializing our Apple Map and adding it as a sub view. And this prop things is not required, and this is required, and I have just changed name over here, again copied from docs. Next you have to do, go to your project, go to sign in and make sure the minimum deployment target is 14. And here you will have to make sure you insert capabilities. You click on background mode, select location updates, select background fetch, and select background processing. Also you have to go to build settings, search for Apple, and inside over here so yeah, Apple CLang language. Here you will have to make this as yes, and inside prefix header enter the prefix header file which you have created. So yeah, I think that should be it. Thank you for watching. Bye.